I'm Mike Hackley with ShoppersChoice.com, and we are here today with the American Outdoor Grill. And the American Outdoor Grill was actually manufactured and is manufactured by R.H. Peterson, which brings you the Fire Magic Grill, which is our #1 grill in the U.S. right now. But what they did is they made what we call the AOG grill, and they put less material in it. Again, what their idea was, it still has the same cooking abilities, close to the same cooking abilities as Fire Magic. Of course, Fire Magic is our best, but they, I guess I don't want to say cheapen, but they did, make it a little bit cheaper with the same cooking technologies, so that we could get it at a better price point to people here in the U.S. Now, what makes this grill different is, a lot of your cheaper grills out there, less expensive grills is the word I guess I'm looking for, are all made overseas. The difference here is this thing is made in California, and so we can get parts for it if you need them. You get the service for them if you need them, if you need it. So it's homegrown, and it's a less expensive grill. Now, I'm going to point out some of the features on the AOG. Again, it has a 15,000 or 14,000 BTU side burner. It ain't a whole lot to it, but it gets the job done if you want to heat up some beans or heat up something on your side burner. And of course, what they did was they shortened the rotisserie rod here so you can actually cook on this thing without having to take the rotisserie rod if you had to. Now, again, it's got the normal, contoured lid that we were talking about when we were showing you another grill. But again, overall, has a nice look to it. Has a nice look onto the knobs here. It has a grease management system right here in the center. They do the same thing that they do on the Fire Magic grills. They let everything drain into the center so that you don't have this big pan that you're pulling out and dropping all over the place. So they make it easy for you. Battery ignition that they put on the rest of the high-end grills. When you hear this thing, it just really pops. I think it's just got a really good battery, but it does do a good job. And then you have your warming rack here, and it's a clip-on just like anything else. Not real big, but again, you start going out, you start adding more material, then you start adding to the price. Even though they made the grill less expensive, made it more affordable, they still put the double-lined lid with the 304 commercial-grade stainless. They did put a temperature gauge on it. But one of the features that I really like about this grill, and it irks me on other grills, is I like to rotate this and I like to cook at the same time. And so what you end up doing is you end up putting your piece of chicken or whatever right here in the middle on most grills, and then you're trying to fight for room on either side to finish cooking. And not only that, if you got a burner on high trying to cook over here, it's going to burn one edge of your chicken because of all that heat coming up. Well, what AOG has done is, I find it pretty innovative, and I don't know why other grill manufacturers haven't done this, but they moved the rear burner to one side. So you can actually, because of where your burners stop at here, you can actually put a piece of chicken, cook that piece of chicken right here, and do hamburgers, do pizzas, do steaks, without it interfering or burning your chicken on this side, because these burners are off under here. Very, very innovative idea. So even though they made it less expensive, more affordable for the consumer, they did put some ingenuity behind it. So I think it's really cool. We're going to get down to the meat and They got the double line doors, stainless on the front, stainless on the back. It's wide open, so you can put a lot of stuff down there if need be. They got smaller casters. Again, just to point out, when you're talking about $1,500 more grills, you're talking about $60, $70 piece wheels. Of course, they had to go with smaller wheels. Not saying they're not durable; they're very durable. But I just want to show you the difference, because a lot of people wonder, they look at this grill, they go, well, how come this grill is much cheaper than another stainless grill? Because a lot of people say, well, hey, they all look alike. They're not alike. They do make some changes to where they're less expensive. But then again, this grill is an awesome cooking grill, and we're going to show you in just a minute. We're going to go ahead and pull everything out and show you the flame tamers and the burners and the meat grids, so you can see it firsthand, and then we're going to cook something on this grill. Now, on this grill, what you have, and again, it's just to point out things that make it less expensive, doesn't make it as, to where it's not as good, but I want to point this out, is the AOG. The rotis rod is not the big rotis rods, a 5/8 inch rotis rods. It's actually a 3/8 inch rotis rod. And then you have the little rotis motor, not the big stainless air-cooled type motors. But still, this thing will turn 15 pounds, so it's still very usable, and not often. How many times a year do you cook something that's 15 pounds? Not often. Even on holidays and Thanksgiving and stuff, people normally are not going to cook a turkey or rotis a turkey that big. So again, I want to point this out, being we were on the inside here, and it's very easy to remove. You just pop it out, and then you got your meat grids. Meat grids are stainless steel. They're going to last you a lifetime. They're not going anywhere. You got 3 of them in this particular grill. And then you have your flame tamer. Now, it's kind of neat because you can see where there are similarities to the Fire Magic. They like to use the perforated holes like the basket style on the Fire Magic. They just did it differently. And so you got your flame tamer, and then you got your U-shaped stainless steel burner. And you can also see the way they make their grease tray. Grease tray, the dripping slope, get down into this trough. This trough's at a slope, drains straight down into your grease management system. Makes it, really, really easy to clean up. One of the other things that you see on this grill that you don't normally see on a less expensive grill is the grill butt. If you can get in these corners here, a lot of the mass merchandise grills out there, if you really look on the inside of them, you'll see where they have creases, and there's spaces to where there's greases that can drain down onto your cool deck or into the bottom of your grill, and it makes for just a really tough cleanup. And so what R.H. Peterson has done is they made the bins right here, but not only that, is they lapped over the bins on the bottom, so it creates a pan effect. So you never have to worry about some grease dripping splattering here or here and getting down onto your brand new cool deck that you just had poured for your pull. So I think it's very innovative, a lot of thought. Again, R.H. Peterson's been around for a long time, and you can tell it in their higher end brother grill. So overall, less expensive, very durable, and I think it's just a great product. But you know what? The proof is in the pudding. We're going to fire this thing up, and we're going to put it through the test. And the way I look at it, it either passes or fails. We're just here to test these things and show you how they operate and how they work. So we're going to be back with you in just a moment, cooking on the American Outdoor Grill, brought to you by Shopper.